her physique.
Yeah.
It's what she looks like. And she's proud of it. Because she used to be a model.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And she went, you know what? Fuck this. This is me and this is who I am. And I'm proud of it.
Yep.
And she flaunts it. She flaunts it like no tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And everything like that. And I say kudos to that. So, again, they're in wrestling. So, why did we have to go that route with it?
In a world of WWE where they finally took away the stigma of you guys are not divas, you guys are superstars, you went and took these women's superstars and made Barbie doll divas again of them.
I mean, for the first time in history, some of them have main evented pay-per-views.
Yes.
And house shows.
Yes.
And everything like that. That's huge.
Yeah.
They've had their first Hell in a Cell match. They've had their first Money in the Bank match, which, you know, again, we disagreed with it, but the point is they've really catapulted forward.
Yes.
They've had the first Iron Man matches with the women's and everything with women and everything like that. You know, and again, I don't knock the show Total Divas. Obviously, you know, it's to cater more to women that are into reality shows and everything like that.
It shows the life behind the scenes of them.
Exactly. Well, and it shows their feminine side of
Yes.
being women and everything like that. And it shows the stuff that we really, you know, some of the drama is faked, obviously, like that. We know that.
Nikki Bella.
But like, for instance,
sorry, it's on my throat.
but what I'm leading to is she didn't knock it, but it was originally offered to Becky Lynch to be a part of this, and Becky Lynch says, "Look, nothing against any of the women that do that show. It's a fantastic show, and they're all wonderful women and all like that. But that is not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
That's not what I do. That's not who I am, and that's not what I'm looking to represent."
Yeah.
And so she bowed out gracefully of being a part of it.
See, with the show now, the fact that it's still called Divas is more so a tongue-in-cheek thing.
Yeah.
Because, again, it shows their lives behind the scenes. So it's like, essentially, with the exception of, like, one or two people, it shows that they are definitely not divas. You know, you see, you know, Renee Young playing with her freaking dog. You see Maurice without makeup just walking around in their kitchen, and the fact that she needs to get surgery for her eyes because she can't see. Like, it's basically a tongue-in-cheek now with the title. But even so, it's just more so a matter of, you know, you took them into being superstars, and
you wanted them to be on par with the guys.
Yes, and you know, little girls look up to these women as women athletes, not as girls, as women athletes. They love them for the in-ring wrestling, and here you are making a Barbie doll and giving them a dressing room and dresses to put these dolls in, and it just seems very
they had
contradictory.
At Comic-Con.
Yes.
They did, when they presented the dolls, they did have all the women wrestlers there that they had created, and they were all very excited, you know, because of course this is a childhood thing. Who would have thought that they would? And it's cool. It is cool. It's not knocking that they did it. It's more so it's a contradiction of what it is that they were talking about. Because, like when I used to collect figures, or more so collect, because I know you still get figures more so.
Yeah.
Let's go back a couple of short years. How hard was it to, and how much did people complain? Where's the more predominant female wrestler figures and managers? They were hard to find.
They're still hard to find.
They're still kind of hard to find. They're a little bit more in abundance. They kind of keep the more popular girls like Alexa Bliss and stuff like that to harder to get, and even the Becky Lynches and the Paiges and everything like that. But they were harder to get, but they were greatly in demand.
Yeah.
One of the earlier female figures to get was Stephanie McMahon. It was hard to get.
Yeah.
The Sable figure back in the day was hard to get and hard to find.
Yeah, I know.
The main one I more so hearkened to, that everybody really wanted, that I had to get an exclusive and buy it, was Lita.
Yeah.
And Lita at that time was the crown jewel. I mean, yes, you know, Trish Stratus was right there with it, but let's call a spade in terms of popularity. As popular as Trish was, I think Lita was a little more popular.
Yes.
Because of her style.
Yeah.
Because she was so different. She was the first woman they had on TV that had a tattoo and was very, you know, out there and
the tomboy.
Punk. She was the tomboy, and she was punk, and she was rebellious, and she was the first time they spotlighted the tomboy.
Yes.
And not the girl. Because Trish Stratus, though she was extremely popular, you know, she was glamorous.
Yes.
And Lita was the first anti-diva.
Yeah.
She really was the first anti-diva. And everything, because if you go back in this, you know, Fabulous Move was about being fabulous and everything like that, you know. But Lita was the first, was a trendsetter. She was a trailblazer.
Yes.
In terms of what she brought forth on the screen. So I definitely find it very, very hypocritical. in that sense.
Now, before spawning off into the other portion of this, this is also where I have to point out that during that same episode where we mentioned these dolls coming out, also within the news portion of it came the fact that Pirates of the Caribbean, the latest Pirates of the Caribbean movie, had come out with a makeup palette for women sold exclusively in Kohl's, and I was all about it. And the comment that was made was that, how can I be against these dolls for little girls, but I could be all for a makeup set from a movie franchise? How? Well, that's actually quite easy, because one is for little girls, and you should be teaching little girls to be more independent, and, you know, if you don't want to be girly, it's okay. Whereas makeup for women have a choice to either buy it and wear it, or not buy it and wear it. Not to mention the fact that most women who buy makeup palettes like the ones that have been sold buy those makeup palettes not just for purposes of, oh, look at my pretty eyeshadow, but for the purpose of creating things with their face. Like, there's this one artist on YouTube called Made You Look that
She's amazing.
Danielle our
introduced us to her, and she's amazing.
Introduced us to, and she does these brilliant entire face. I can't even say it. She turns her face into other things using simple makeup. And that is what a majority of these women do. Makeup artists buy them not just because they want to contour your face, but because they use these makeup palettes to transform themselves and others into things that are more than just beauty. So yes, I can be for that, because that is for artistic everything. It's not just to look pretty or, oh, I'm going to wear a Jack Sparrow lipstick. It's for more than just that. And again, it's something for women, where, again, women have the choice to buy it, because women are already, you know, older. And, you know, if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. Teaching a little girl to be girly, 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 meanwhile they like an athlete, that's contradictory. So that's how come I can be for one and against the other.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. There goes
Facebook.
Brad. Brad, I remember seeing your face reading those comments, and we talked about it the next day. Yes, we did. And that's where this whole episode comes from. Now, spawning off of the WWE dolls, though, what sparked us doing this episode finally was the other day. We were watching Cartoon Network, and I had to pause a commercial.
Yeah.
Because Mattel has also come out with Star Wars Barbie dolls of Rey and
I think Asuka, like pretty much the predominant.
I believe there was a Sabine, and they're Barbie dolls of the Star Wars females.
Now again, any girls that are into Star Wars are into Star Wars. There's action figures of every kind, every shape.
Yes.
Yeah. Of these characters.
Readily available and at your fingertips.
Costumes. I mean, how many little cute, adorable, tiny little Rey cosplayers have we seen in videos and everything like that?
Yeah.
It didn't need to go that route. It really didn't.
It didn't.
Girls that are into Star Wars are into Star Wars. They weren't begging for it to be made girly for them.
Yeah.
Because that's not the idea behind it. The female characters in Star Wars are all strong female characters, whether they be human or alien.
Yeah.
As in terms of like Ma from the previous movie, they're all strong female characters.
Yes.
You know, starting with, again, Princess Leia. Even down to the leader of the rebellion that holds the conferences and everything with them.
Yeah.
Strong character. Padme, strong female character. They're all strong female characters. You know? You could harken it all the way to, and I know we mentioned a lot, but still, Game of Thrones. The female characters are all the ones in the lead right now. The two leading the armies are strong women.
Yeah.
Cersei and Daenerys.
Yeah. But, I mean, just looking at Star Wars, I mean, I don't know about anybody else listening or anybody else in this room, but when I see Star Wars, I see something so gender neutral that it's insane. I, as a kid, loved Darth Vader and Chewbacca. I could give a fuck about Princess Leia. You know?
You're into Star Wars because you're into Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm older. You know who my favorite character is right now? BB-8.
And the Porgs.
Yeah, like, I mean, so gender neutral. Like, there's no, oh, well, you're a girl, so you gotta like this. No, it's never been about that, and I don't know why it's fucking become about this.
It almost seems like, okay, in this women's revolution, whatever, it's still, it's like commercialism, or whatever you want to call it, or corporations are still trying to lead girls down that market to make that money of it being girly.
Yeah.
And it's not, you don't need to do that. It's going to make money as it is.
Yeah.
It's going to make money as it is. Little girls are going to want those figures, and they're going to want those costumes and all that stuff because of the characters.
Yeah.
And that's it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Anything like that.
And what I think what irks me the most is that in being a parent, you know, I read all these articles, you know, and how one of the biggest things over the past 2 years maybe was how parents, you know, were going off on like department stores and shit about how, oh, your toy sections need to be more gender neutral. It shouldn't say girls' toys or boys' toys. It should just say this and this and this because, you know, some girls want things that are in the boys' section. And, okay, that's fine. Or Legos, they need to be more gender neutral because they aren't when they were always gender neutral, you know.
And now they've girlied that up, too.
So first, they wanted everything gender neutral so they could take their kids into any section and buy them anything they wanted. But yet, in the same time, they're sitting there and they're demanding things for both genders now. It makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Oh, don't say that this is a boy's toy. It should be gender neutral. Okay. Oh, well, where are all the girls' Legos? And now there's Lego elves, Lego fairies, Lego friends, or Nerf toys.
The Rebellion.
There's Nerf Rebel. Rebelle. Rebelle. And they're pink.
They're pink and very flowery and butterflies and filigree all over it and everything like that. When it's like, if a girl is into Nerf, a girl is into Nerf, and that's it. It's like
it's mad. It's insane.
It's kind of like
absolutely insane.
It's kind of like a girl likes football, a girl likes basketball. When I used to joke around with you, I used to show you like the female cuts of a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. You were like, fuck that. I want a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey.
Yes.
I don't want a girl's cut. I want a jersey.
Even the Alyssa Milano sports line of sports clothes isn't overly girly. It's more fitted to a woman's body. Yeah. Yes,
but it still looks like sports apparel.
Yes.
Even down to like the simplest thing, the raglans that she makes.
Yes.
Okay. They're more cut for. If we had a daughter and she liked football, I'm not gonna go running out looking for a pink football. I'm gonna get her a football.
Yeah.
Because she likes football.
Exactly.
She didn't ask for it to be feminized for her.
No.
You know, it's kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I know. Alright. Keep rolling. I gotta get cold water.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What's your take on this? Because usually you're like the quiet one. Everybody always mentions how quiet you are and everything like that. Like, if they're into this, do you see a reason to still create that division, even though they're saying don't make a division?
Yeah, I think it's just ridiculous. Like, doing the whole gender thing, like, why would you want to do that if a girl likes something that's everybody? Like, going back to the whole Barbie thing, that's like if you make someone like Ronda Rousey to a Barbie doll. You can't do that.
Our dad, he raised me like a boy. He really did. You know, I am a tomboy. I like sports. I like cars. I